Hi loquacious readers, I'm Janet from Loquacious Readers, and I've been meaning to apologize for my stuttering in previous videos. Hopefully I don't do that as much in this video because I want to give you guys good content, and stuttering is just not really good content. I also wanted to mention that I tried to upload it I tried to upload this video earlier and it just wouldn't let it because I went over time, so I am refilming this and hopefully you get this by today. So as you can tell by the title, I am reviewing The Kitchen God's Wife by Amy Tan, and it's also one of my all-time favorite novels. And if you saw my previous video, you'll know that Amy Tan is my favorite author. Even though I only read 2 books of hers, I'm reading the third one, that is The 100 Secret Senses, and it's pretty good so far. And I couldn't find any other people reviewing this book. So, but I did find some Joy Luck Club, so if you want to see some Joy Luck Club reviews, and I'll annotate it somewhere. If I find some Kitchen God Wife reviews, I will annotate it here. Joy Luck Club also has a movie adaptation if you want to check that out. So yeah, let me just get started. Oh, and the movie adaptation was really good, so I felt like it did the book justice. So enough of ranting, I will start, and I just wanted to start by saying that this the timeline of this book is from 1920s during World War II till like 40 or more years after the war. Yeah, and the setting takes place in San Jose, San Francisco, and various locations in China. So first, I am going to start mentioning the characters, and then I'll go to the plot setting. So we have Winnie Louie, who is the main character, the protagonist in this novel. She's also the main narrator of this novel. We have Pearl Louis Bronte, who is Winnie's daughter. We have Helen Kong, who is Winnie's best friend and supposed aunt to Pearl, and Samuel Louis, who is also Winnie's son. We have Auntie Du, who is Helen's aunt. We have Winnie's mother, who is known as Winnie's mother. She had no name. We have Jung Sung Young, who is Winnie's father, and I am sorry if I pronounced that wrong. We have Sang Ma, who is Jung Sung Young. I think I pronounced that really wrong. Who is Winnie's father's first senior wife. He is in a polygamous marriage, so he was married to tons of wives, including to Winnie's mother, who I believe was his second wife. New aunt and old aunt, who are Winnie's aunts and aunts you don't want to have. We have Peanuts, who is Winnie's cousin from an uncle that we don't really know. We have Bobo, who real name is Roger, but just known as Bobo, which means precious baby, for reasons you'll find out in the book on why. Well, he's Helen's son. We have Mary Kong, who is Helen's daughter. We have Phil Bronte, who is Pearl's husband. We have Teresa and Chloe Bronte, who are Pearl's daughters. We have Samuel Louis, which I mentioned that he is Winnie's son. We have Wang Fu, who is often referred to as a bad man, and he is Winnie's first husband and also the antagonist in this novel. He is a bad man. We have Jamie Louis, who is really cool, nice, and we love him because he's just awesome, and he is Winnie's second husband. Good for her. So now I'm going to go with I'm going to try to summarize this book as much as possible without spoiling anything. So the book starts off with Pearl, who has been invited to this engagement party, Bobo's engagement party, and it is his 4th engagement party, so Pearl doesn't want to go. She doesn't see the point in going to meet people who her mother doesn't like. Winnie caused all the important people are gonna go, and Pearl kind of refers it to, yeah, the people my mom doesn't like. So yeah, so she doesn't want to go to this party, but she feels obligated to, just because she's Chinese and she feels like her mom is not gonna forgive her if she doesn't go. And even though Phil tells her, I'm sorry for the kids outside. So her husband tells her, why must you feel obligated to go we have no reason to go if we don't want to. We have our own family, but Pearl is kind of like, oh, you don't understand, you're American, and all this stuff. So there's this huge culture gap between Winnie and Pearl. They just do not understand each other, as you probably already know, or yeah. Winnie is a Chinese immigrant, and Pearl is an American born citizen with immigrant parents, and she just they just have this culture gap, as I said. They just don't understand each other. They have different ideals, they have different beliefs, they have different, we just have different things. They're two different people. They just do not connect with each other. Even though it's like Pearl is over 40 years old, they still do not understand each other. And because of all these secrets they have between each other. Since Pearl is keeping this secret, even though the whole family knows, Pearl is keeping her multiple sclerosis away from her mom. She doesn't want her mom to find out. And Winnie has a huge secret from Pearl, and I guess also that huge secrets between each other is also keeping them distant from each other. So this whole distance between this mother and this daughter are like the simple plot to this book. And there's so much more because it does have a lot of historical fiction. It does have a lot of character development. It does have a lot of wonderful, I don't know, Amy Tan just knows how to build storylines, characters. It's just awesome. The voices sound beautiful. So then you have Helen Kong, who is meddling around their lives, and she is using this supposed, well, she does have a brain tumor, but it's just not as severe as she makes it sound. And she is just using that to be like, oh, Pearl, I want you to tell your mother, because before I die, I want my conscience to be clean. She tells this to Winnie, oh, you should tell your daughter about, about what, and you must tell her this, and all these secrets should be released before I die, because she just wants her conscience to be clean, supposedly. And so Pearl, since Pearl doesn't want to go to the reunion, she's kind of forced to go, just because she finds out that one of her aunts dies, and she just loved this aunt, and she just feels that she has to pay her respects as well, opposed to not going. So she just ends up going, and Helen kind of tells Winnie that this bad man finally died, so she has nothing to worry about. She could finally let her secrets out. So finally, Winnie is going to sit down and talk to her daughter and tell her story. And this is where the story takes off. And as I've been filming this a lot, I just do not know how to explain this without ruining anything. Just by saying that Winnie had lived a horrible life. She married this bad man, this arrogant, evil, wife beater man. She also had new aunt and old aunt who didn't love her as much as they did Peanut. She has this cold father, this mom that abandoned her. She just has this life that you wouldn't want to live. You wouldn't want to live with a husband who beats you. You wouldn't want to live with a husband who treats you like garbage. You wouldn't want aunts who believe that you have to do whatever your husband tells you just because you have to, just because you were born to do so. And you don't want a father who is cold-hearted and abandons you with those aunts. So yeah, you have all these characters. There's seriously, I only mentioned like half the characters, maybe just the main characters, because there's so many more. There's a lot more, I meant. And yeah, I don't know how to explain this book without ruining anything. I laughed in this book. I cried in this book. There were just parts where I was just like, oh my god, that's how. Yeah, I know I've seen videos of like the Great Depression and all this stuff, but like never through China's side. So this book really, Amy Tan does a really good job in just setting up the whole imagery, the whole settings, the whole there's like this part where she writes and she explains on how people are begging for food, and Winnie just feels that, oh, she feels bad for her, and she kind of thanks God that she's not like that yet. And yeah, it's just kind of like the writing is beautiful. I believe that Amy Tan is one of the, she just knows how to write. She writes the voices really nice. She just knows how to set up a story. This book is seriously, I gave it 5 stars. As you could tell, it's a positive review, as once again you could tell. And I'll be surprised if somebody doesn't like this book. And if they don't like it, it's probably because they didn't give it a chance. Because I remember when I first started reading this book, I was just like, oh, daughter doesn't like her mom. Yeah, my mom gets me mad too. Yeah. But after a while, it just gets, oh my god. It's like a kind of like a mini novella, a movie. I don't know. It's just really good. It's an emotional drama. It's funny. I don't know. I don't know. I just love the language. I don't know. Amy Tan just made really good voices. You just have a nice character development, as I mentioned, beautiful writing. I remember in my previous video, I kind of mentioned this furniture piece, and I didn't know what it was called, and I just figured out that it's called a dresser. I can't believe I literally forgot that. So yeah, dresser. And I just wanted to give you a little sample of what um, this furniture piece meant in this book, or how kind of goes through. I'll mention it a little bit more after I read it. And this is Winnie talking. I went into Pearl's room, saw many hurts. Oh, my bad, my bad. I went into Pearl's room, so many hurts and fights in this room. The Barbie doll I let her have, but no Ken. The perfume I wouldn't let her wear because it made her smell like cheap stuff. The curving dressing table and the round mirror with silver handles, the one I loved so much, but gave to my daughter instead. And when she saw it, she said she hated it. You picked this one out just to torture me, she shouted. And this is just a nice, I don't know, you could just kind of see how their relationship is just not going so well. They just do not understand each other, because later on you find out that Winnie had that piece when she was younger, like I'm guessing like around her 20s, or a little bit older than that, or less than that, I don't know. But she had this piece and she loved it, but then the war started and she had to abandon it. And then after that, she tried everything to find it. She just looked for it forever. For many years she looked for it, and finally she found it. But by that time she had Pearl and her, and she just decided, oh, why should I have this beautiful furniture piece, this nice dresser? Why should I have it? I should just give it to my daughter. That way she could kind of know how much I love her. And then her daughter just kind of goes, it's ugly. I don't want it. You're just doing this to torture me. And I know at one point we all do this. At one point we take things for granted. And I don't know. I just feel like this book could teach you many lessons of life. It teaches you how to be strong, independent women. Because Winnie, when the book started off, she was, or not when the book started off, but when she was younger, she was innocent, she was timid, she didn't know much about life. And then she marries this man who is horrible to her, who treats her like you don't want to be treated. And she changes, she becomes into a strong, independent woman. And I feel that we, I don't know, I feel that that's what reading does to you. It teaches you lessons that you don't have to go through, and just how, and it just gives you a better mind. It makes you just know more things without actually experiencing them. And I feel this book does a really good job on everything. It shows you a different world back in the 1920s. It shows you how, if you're not Asian or Chinese or whatever, you just see life through different eyes. I know I'm American, and I felt like this, I'm Mexican American, and this book spoke to me so much. Even though I'm not from their culture, their ethnicity, I could still relate. I could relate because my parents are also immigrants. I am also an American born, and we also have that culture gap. I'm sometimes trying to tell my mom like a funny joke, and yeah, we don't understand each other. So I'm gonna leave you now because I'm about to go over time. Bye.